First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Faiz Al Rawahy. He is the Managing Director of Luxury Home Smart Systems. Yes, yes, it is. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so as Abbas said, I'm the founder of a company called Luxury Home Smart Systems, and we've been in operation since 2015. We've seen how the Omani market has evolved and grown in terms of its understanding and implementation of smart homes. And in this session, we'll be giving an overview of the perception of smart home in the end user's perspective. So back then, initially, when the idea of smart home began in Oman, there were a few projects that were implementing smart homes. And if we put ourselves in the shoes of, let's say, let's say a home builder, if he had a priority list, smart homes would not be in his list. And that's due to the lack of, first of all, awareness of how smart home would add value to his home and what would be the benefits of smart home. And also, we have noticed a lot of, let's say, skepticism in terms of reliabilities of smart homes. I remember we had a lot of questions that are based on reliability. For example, what if the electricity went off? What if Wi-Fi is no longer available in my house, etc. And the second thing is the availability. In the beginning, we had very few companies that provide this service in Oman, and those companies, initially, most of them, they were targeting, let's say, high-end premium market. So also affordability was one of the biggest barrier into entering the smart homes in Oman. And actually, there was a research that was carried out in one of the colleges in Oman, and the research was showing that the biggest barrier for people to implement smart homes in their project was the price and affordability point. But then that was a few years back. Nowadays, especially in the past 2 to 3 years, we've noticed a significant and exponential increase in implementation of smart homes in Oman, and not only in Muscat, which is the capital. We've noticed that smart homes are being implemented throughout the other regions in Oman, because people, they were understanding what is the added value that they'll be getting from implementing smart homes in their project. And one of the biggest, let's say, breakthrough, which I would call it, is that the stereotype that smart homes are expensive and it's only for the upper market, that has been broken. Nowadays, we have a lot of solutions which can cater even if someone has a budget of a few hundred riyals, let's say. And also, we see now we have initiatives on the governmental level. We were talking before the session regarding smart cities, etc. And smart home, it plays a huge role in development of smart cities as well. And also initiatives in the real estate sector. So a lot of real estate developers, they're starting to include smart homes as a basic necessity of their projects. So before moving forward, I'd just like to give a brief about myself and the company. So my background is in mechanical engineering, and I founded the company Luxury Home Smart Systems from 2015, and we're specialized in home automation or smart home, and we are certified from our integrators and partners, and we're the Legrand official home automation supplier in Oman. Okay, so what do our customers look for in a smart home? Like when people come to us and ask us to implement smart home in their projects, there are a few points that they're looking for, and I'm going to cover them in the next slide. So first of all is the convenience part of it. So when someone is building the home, convenience is a major point that he's considering, and smart home can achieve that. First of all, by having the control of your house using application or using your mobile phone. For example, lighting control, controlling the ACs, audio systems, security system, swimming pool control, etc. Everything nowadays can be done from the mobile application or from an iPad. Second of all, voice control. As you know, we can control all of these devices I mentioned earlier using voice command only, either by Alexa, by Siri, or by Google Home. And the third thing is you can put timers that can kind of take over your daily, let's say, routine of turning on or turning off some lights or curtains. For example, this is a common example that we use during, let's say, Maghrib timing. The outdoor lights, they will turn on automatically, and then let's say after sunset, the lights will turn off automatically. So the daily routines, let's say the home automation, it will take over. And last but not least are the scenes. So by scenes, I mean one function that will do, or let's say one button that will do multiple functions at once. Let's say, for example, you're leaving away from the house. We press one button. Let's say we call it away. Then it will just turn off everything in the house, including ACs, lights, TVs, etc. The second reason why people would implement smart homes in the project is due to the energy saving part. Okay, so one example I mentioned in the scenes, for example, if you're leaving the house, if you press away, everything will turn off. Let's say, for example, we don't have a smart home in that project. You could easily forget one of the ACs in the room, for example, or one of the lights, and then when you come back later on, you'll see, oh, that AC is on. So that energy will be wasted. But if you have a smart home, then you don't need to think about what's on and what's off. Just one button will do that for you. And the second thing is motion sensors. So these motion sensors, we use them for lighting. Let's say, for example, in the toilets or washing rooms. Um, when someone enters the toilet, motion sensor will turn on the light. When someone leaves, it will turn off the light. So maybe one toilet will not have a huge impact on the energy saving, but then if we superimpose it throughout the whole house, or let's say a building, then the effect of energy will be huge. And then we have dimming for lighting control. So lighting control, dimming would would affect the energy consumption of the light itself. For example, if you don't want to have a full bright light, you can dim it to say 10%. So if you dim it to 10%, it means that you're also consuming only 10% of the electricity, not the full 100%. And of course, you can monitor the energy consumption using your mobile phone. So you can know where is your energy going, or if you can minimize your energy consumption, you know where to look at. And one of the important let's say reasons why people implement smart homes is because of the design perspective. We all know that in smart home, the switches, the screens, they're more elegant looking than normal switches. This is first of all. Second of all, you will reduce wall clutter. For example, this is one of the projects we've done here in the right picture. We have only two things in the wall. The right device is the thermostat controlling the AC, and the left one is a 9-button keypad. So instead of having 3 or 4 or 6 switches next to each other, we'll be just having one keypad or switch, we call it. So it will even, like if you look at it from the design perspective, it will make it look much better. Okay, so we've discussed that Oman, we've come a long way since the idea of smart home began. But there is one point that I would like to elaborate on and emphasize on, which is the integration part. By integration, we mean, let's say we have different systems, lighting control, AC control, curtain control. You can have each like individual applications for each device. We can still call it a smart home, but then that will not give you the full benefit of a smart home compared to when you integrate all of them into one hub or one gateway. I'll demonstrate this by walking through a project we have done. So in this project, for example, we had lighting control, curtain control, control of the swimming pool, audio system, security system, AC control. And we clubbed all of this into one central controller. So we have one application to control all of these. The benefit of this, we'll see it when we talk about scenarios or scenes. For example, I discussed about away scene. Let's say, for example, if we press away and we only have lighting control in an application and AC control in another application, and let's say TV control in another application, you will need to open 3 different applications to be able to turn off all of these devices. Whereas if you have everything clubbed into one application, just one button from the app will communicate with all of these devices and it will do the function for you. Same thing goes for home, night, guest. You can create many scenes as you wish. Another example is when we have a home cinema, and we've seen this trend coming up, having home cinemas at home. Let's say if you talk about a traditional home cinema, you'd have a remote for the projector, a remote for the screen, a remote for the AV receiver, remote for a dish, and the remote for the Apple TV or whatever source we use here. But if we have, let's say, a smart home cinema, all of these will be clubbed together into a central remote. Let's say, for example, you enter the home cinema, you want to watch a movie, you just press movie, the light automatically will turn off, the projector will turn on. Then you can choose what source you want to view from the central remote, instead of having different remotes for different devices. And that's the end of the session. Thank you all for joining the session.
Thank you very much, Faiz, for your informative presentation. It was great. It's great to see the technology here and the extent of the automation that exists and where you've implemented it.